That sharp ache right at the base of your skull can feel small at first, then suddenly take over your whole focus. If you have ever rubbed the back of your head and thought, "Why does this keep happening?" you are definitely not the only one. A suboccipital headache often shows up where the neck meets the skull. It can feel tight, heavy, stabbing, or like pressure that creeps upward. And because the pain starts in such a specific place, it can be both strangely familiar and deeply frustrating. Many people blame stress, bad posture, or a long day at the computer, and sometimes they are partly right. But that pain can also reflect muscle tension, irritated nerves, neck joint strain, or a pattern building quietly over time without much warning. In this video, we are going to break down what a suboccipital headache really is, why it happens, what often makes it worse, and the simple steps that may help. Stay with me, because one overlooked habit may be keeping the pain alive. Let us start with the name. Suboccipital refers to the area just below the occipital bone, which is the back part of the skull. That small region contains muscles that help support your head, fine-tune movement, and keep your gaze steady during daily life. When those muscles become overworked or irritated, they can create pain right at the skull base. Some people feel a deep ache, others feel a pulling sensation, and some notice the pain spreading into the back of the head, temples, or even behind the eyes. This is one reason suboccipital headache can be confusing. The problem may begin in a small neck area, but the discomfort can travel. So the pain you feel in your head may actually be tied to what is happening lower down, near the upper neck. If you spend hours looking down at a phone, leaning toward a laptop, clenching your jaw, or carrying tension in your shoulders, that tiny support system can start acting like an overloaded hinge. And when that hinge complains, your whole head may notice. The main problem is that suboccipital headache often builds slowly, then becomes part of everyday life. You wake up a little stiff, work through it, stretch your neck for a second, and keep going. Over time, that pattern can make the pain feel normal. Because the discomfort may come and go, many people ignore the early signs. They treat each episode like a random headache, not realizing the same muscles and joints are being irritated again and again by posture, screen habits, stress, or repetitive neck strain. Another issue is that the pain can trigger a loop. The headache makes you tense up more. That tension adds pressure to the area, and the tighter the muscles become, the easier it is for the next headache to show up. It becomes a silent cycle. And when the pain reaches into the scalp, temple, or eye area, it can start feeling bigger than just neck tension. That is why people sometimes feel worried or confused, especially when the symptoms keep returning even after rest, caffeine, or basic pain relief. So what is actually happening? At the base of the skull are small but powerful muscles that help hold the head in position. When they stay shortened or strained for too long, they can become tender, tight, and more reactive to even ordinary movement. Nearby joints in the upper neck can also become irritated, especially if your head spends long periods pushed forward. That position increases load on the supporting tissues. Think of it like a bridge carrying weight in the wrong place, hour after hour, every day. In some cases, the nerves in that region become sensitive too. When tight muscles, stiff joints, and irritated tissues all stack together, the brain may interpret that signal as headache pain. This is why the ache can feel local one day and spread the next. So a suboccipital headache is not always just about one bad moment. It is often a mechanical story that develops over time. Small strain, repeated pressure, limited recovery, and a nervous system that becomes more alert to the same familiar stress pattern. Here is the breakthrough. The pain at the base of the skull is often a message, not just an isolated problem. It may be your body telling you that your head, neck, shoulders, and work habits are no longer sharing the load in a healthy way. That means the goal is not only to chase pain after it starts. The real shift happens when you notice the pattern before the headache fully arrives. Maybe it begins with neck stiffness, a pulling feeling near the skull, jaw clenching, or shoulder heaviness by noon. Once you recognize those early signals, the whole situation starts to change. You stop treating the headache like a surprise attack and start seeing it like a warning light on a dashboard. And warning lights are useful when you respond before the system overheats. This matters because prevention is often easier than recovery. A 5-minute reset earlier in the day may do more than waiting until evening, when the muscles are already guarding. The joints feel compressed, and your brain has fully entered headache defense mode. So what can you do? First, change the position that keeps feeding the problem. Bring your screen up, keep your ears more aligned over your shoulders, and stop letting your head drift forward for long stretches. Small posture changes can reduce repeated strain. Second, break the tension cycle before it becomes pain. Take short movement breaks, gently stretch the upper neck and chest, relax your jaw, and let your shoulders drop. The goal is not aggressive stretching. The goal is reducing the constant background load. Third, pay attention to supporting habits. Poor sleep position, dehydration, stress, and too much static sitting can all make suboccipital headaches easier to trigger. Heat, light self-massage, or clinician. Approved exercises may also help, depending on the cause and pattern. And know when to get medical advice. Seek help if the headache is sudden and severe, follows an injury, comes with weakness, numbness, fever, confusion, vision changes, or does not improve. Ongoing or frequent headaches deserve proper evaluation, not endless guessing. The right help depends on the real cause. The good news is that many suboccipital headaches become more manageable once you understand what is driving them. When you stop seeing the pain as random and start reading the pattern behind it, you can make smarter changes without feeling helpless or overwhelmed. Try not to judge yourself for having the pain. Modern life asks a lot from the neck: screens, stress, commuting, poor sleep setups, and long hours in one position. Your body is not failing. It may simply be asking for better balance and better support. Still, it is important to remember that online education is not the same as personal medical care. This video is here to help you understand common patterns, not to diagnose your specific condition. Only a qualified healthcare professional can do that safely. If your symptoms are intense, unusual, or getting worse, please do not ignore them. Getting checked early can bring clarity and peace of mind. And even when the cause is simple tension, knowing that for sure can make the next step feel a lot easier. Now you know why a suboccipital headache can feel so stubborn, why the pain often starts at the skull base, and why everyday habits may quietly keep the cycle going. Understanding the pattern is often the first real step toward lasting relief. After this video, try one simple thing. Check your setup, soften your jaw, drop your shoulders, and notice where your head is sitting right now. That tiny awareness moment may tell you more than another random painkiller taken after the headache is already strong. And remember, this content is for education only, and is not a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If your headache is severe, sudden, or different from your usual pattern, please contact a qualified healthcare professional as soon as possible. If you want more simple health videos like this, subscribe to the channel, and if this helped you, leave a comment with your experience, questions, or suggestions for the next topic. Your story might help someone else feel understood, informed, and less alone.